What's up, everybody? This is your girl Ericka from the Classic Clown Blog. So, a person who clearly I'm honking repeatedly, like, don't do it, dude. You don't have enough space for your car. Whatever reason, in Texas, people do not know how to parallel park. They overestimate that their trucks, their pickup trucks, and that their cars can fit in the space, and it can't. So you're sitting there like, what are you doing? So I'm totally fine. I'm totally okay. I actually like gave him a break. I was like, dude, there's no damage. Just go on about your day. There's a prom near where we're at. So a lot of parents are dropping people off, dropping their kids off the prom. So the dad is just so ready to drop this kid off. He's still backing up. I'm like, honk, stop, dude. What are you doing? So I'm totally fine. I just was like, dude, just move, and I'm gonna move into a parking space because you're freaking out. But yeah, parents are over there where I was just at, like freaking out. They're like driving fast. They're like dropping kids off in heels. There's a limousine going by. So I just moved to a better parking space where it wasn't parallel parking. These people. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just thought that was so funny because I was like, he was so freaking out. I was like, calm down. It's a prom. The kid's going to be fine. It's a good looking dude go by. Anyway, kid's going to be fine and you'll be fine. So went ahead and gave him some grace. So, oh yeah, I didn't want to bust a cap in nobody. Only people I'm busting cap in are people that are like, attacking me. I'm only shooting back in defense. So, anyways, the point of what I was trying to say is stay ready. That's why I used the little, what's his name, face, Cat Williams. And here's the thing. You can give a lot more grace to people. You can give a lot more grace to situations when you stay ready. Now, what is stay ready? Stay ready is stay invested, stay pushing new content. What I was trying to say is I spent this past year going to conferences, spending as much time as possible with positive people who were going places, who owned a business. And what it has done is kind of open my life to more people who are in the same levels, right? Um, what ends up happening is when you start operating on a different level, right? Because here's what really happens to most people. Most people that give me a call, most people ask me to help them with their business, they're hanging around their friends and family who are, let's be honest, lazy, barely doing their job. They got a government job and they're lackadaisical. So they're living a good life. They're having cookouts on the weekends. And here you are busting your butt, working your butt off, and you don't feel like you're getting the same amount of vacations, not getting the same fun time, and you're jealous, right? So yeah, rock and roll Dina, somebody just backed into my car while I was sitting here waiting, and I'm sitting here honking and telling him don't back into the car, and he still did. It's because he's an idiot. So, but again, I stay ready. Don't need to get ready. Got insurance. Stay ready. The point is, the reason I surrounded myself this past year with those type of people is because I knew in order to reach another level, I kept getting stuck at 10K to 18K a month. And I knew I was missing pieces to make myself get to 20 to 30K a month. And the way you do that is you start listening to people who are there, who's in those levels. And so when I started investing in, I bought a Ty Lopez thing for a weekend. It was nothing but business owners there. I bought a thing, what's that other? Oh, Vid Summit, Vid IQ. I just started buying things that I knew I would study for my business. And if needed, I could get an employee to work for me and they could study the videos and apply things on the website that I wasn't doing. And they could apply things to the business that I wasn't doing, right? Like I hired this girl to help me find people to write blog posts for me. And the people I want to write blog posts for me are other business owners, just people kind of sharing a quick tidbits of what's on their mind or how their business is going. And what ends up happening a lot of times in social media, Instagram, YouTube, is people make the brand all about them. And then when they get stuck, it's because the brand is all about them, or they started having kids, or something's changed in their life. And so now they don't have enough time to have this brand. But what's the better thing, what I saw at FidCon, and I'm probably going to see at VidCon, is people started bringing people onto their channel and helping those people they brought onto their channel, made it more well-rounded, made it about young people, made it about people a certain age, made it about people of a certain investment group class. That's why I bring on panels, because I want you guys to see, I may be saying something repetitive. Like the last couple of shows where we had the panel, people were offended at some of our answers because the answer was going to be repetitive. The answer was always, it depends. The answers are always going to be flexible. It could be $1,000, it could be $50,000 you're going to spend to repair something. And what ends up happening is people don't want to hear that. They want a very personalized question to them for free. And that's not how life works. I don't see anybody going up into any grocery store saying, hey, I need you to stop what you're doing, walk me over to the butter, and tell me all the differences of all the butters. That's not how that works. That's not how it never will work. Thank you, Gigi Brown, for the $10 super chat. Same thing goes when it comes to a lot of things in life. People want people to give them a very specialized answer that will work for them, they mama and them cousin and them too. No, that's not how that works. If you want a very specialized answer, you actually, people have to know more about you. So a lot of times people come on the channel, well, Ericka, what are things I can do to grow my income? I'm like, have you got my Smartphone Millionaire book? No. Have you ever bought a course from me? No. Well, then you haven't even started to apply yourself to some of the things I've given and put hours and hours into to give to you. There's over 1,700 videos, but people will come on a video and go, well, I'm the first time here, answer all my questions. And that's not how that works, because they're not ready. Because staying ready, getting ready is all a process. How do you get ready for opportunities? You have to be reading. You have to be educating yourself. You have to be surrounding yourself about people. And this past week, I think I've been offered 2 different businesses for sale. And that would have never happened if the people didn't know what? Know, 1, that I've been growing my business. 2, that I have trucks. That's a second business. 3, that I have other opportunities I'm investing in. So then they knew this is a serious person I can do business with. Right? And some people come on this channel and go, well, you're in your car. You're not in a cool studio. You're not doing these big flashing bright lights. And the thing of it is, this is how I know they don't know anybody with any kind of money. Because literally I'm going to events. And, you know, the joke is like the guy with the Hawaiian shirt usually does have some money. Because it's true. I've actually been to several events where some guys were wearing a Hawaiian shirt and you're thinking, man, that is a hideous Hawaiian shirt. And that guy's the richest guy in the room. He doesn't care. It's something from the 80s where, you know, what's his name? Magnum PI or something. What's the name of that show? Hawaii Five-0. That whole Hawaiian shirt thing cracks me up. And what ends up happening is when I talk to people, I'm like, well, especially when I was at the Grant Cardone 10X, you had people in there dressed down to the nines, but they had a $50 ticket up in the nosebleeds. And I'm sitting down there with a $600 ticket. So the thing of it is people they don't know what real money looks like. They don't know what investment looks like. They're not ready. And so when they get mad because people further ahead aren't answering their questions or aren't giving them full attention. Like, hey, I think we should be in the same space. Oh, this poor kid's walking, you guys. So there's a prom where my car was parked at, that guy hit me. And I've seen 1 or 2 black kids and 1 or 2 white kids like walking from the bus stop to get to this prom. And it actually makes me kind of sad because I think, man, your parents couldn't even drop you off, or you don't have anybody to take you to the prom. Oh, but hopefully he won't sweat too bad by the time he gets there. But yeah, there's literally a bus stop and kids are walking in full suits and full dresses getting to the prom. So anyway, that's life. It'll be part of their story when they're older. Sorry for that whole distraction moment. But my whole point is, in order to put yourself in those circles, in order to grow your business, in order to grow your life, in order to start having the things you want, you actually have to spend something. It's either going to be time, it's going to be money, it's going to be resources, it's going to be something, right? You see people when they volunteer, they'll start volunteering to learn underneath somebody. Or they start volunteering so they can get better opportunities. Somewhere in there, you're going to have a give. And that was my give this year. My give this year was buying conferences, courses, working with people, paying people who are ahead of me, what's going on, and just absorbing my time with people who were literally like ahead of me. And clearly YouTube doesn't want this video to keep going on because it keeps cutting me. So Leslie W said, I paid $6,000 for business coaching past 2 months and the money's rolling every day. Yeah, I'm good, Julia. The guy just backed into me. That was the craziest thing. I just couldn't believe that guy was driving like that. Not today. Yeah, Skynet doesn't want me to win today. So look, I just wanted to give that to you guys. I am finishing out this. This is pretty much my last book and last course. It's going to be like the 6-figure YouTuber. And the whole 6-figure YouTube course. It's literally so much. It's so much. And it's not even just talking about YouTube as much as like building online internet businesses and what it took to get here, and kind of going from zero to a mill. Like, what does it look like when you're going from 0 to 3,000 a month? What does it look like when you're going 3,000 to 5,000 a month? What does it look like when you're going 7,000 to $10,000 a month? What does it look like when you're at 15 to 20 and you get stuck there? What needs to change in that equation? Also, what needs to change in your equation when you're at 20 to 26,000, right? So it's very, I just read, kind of almost going back through my personal blogging, in my personal journals, to kind of see how I was feeling, how I was thinking at the time when I was making that type of money. So I've been putting that together for a while now. But it was something, because I really honestly am going to spend the next year more on trucks and more on apartments and more on real estate. So and travel. So those three things are going to take up so much time. I don't know how the YouTube channel is going to look. I hope it's still like super fun and I still get to invite on guests. I just don't know how it's going to look in the future. So, but it's been an amazing journey, and literally videos from 3-4 years ago are making a ton of money. I did the enterprise. I did. If you actually look up, I was one of the first commenters when he dropped the video. I actually was in Georgia at the Chicken Slinging Festival, and I'm not joking. I literally bought Glendon a VIP ticket, and I actually was like trying to reach out to him, and it's unlike him to not at least respond back to me. So I thought, man, something must really be going on. So yeah, he had a heart attack. So, but it's the same with Mr. Follow Your Passion. He had a stroke, and I used to talk to him on the phone probably like 2 years ago. So, life actually comes at you pretty fast. And this is another reason why, and I even put that in the course, reason why I have a physical personal trainer, and I have the chef who makes, like, she makes two meals a week now, because I've changed it, because I'm getting ready to have a surgery and I'm going to be on liquid diet anyway. But the reason is because your health, and when you get into this online world, like I know a guy right now, his whole day, because people he's trying to sell to are in Japan and China and Korea, he pretty much spends his late nights talking to business people on the phone. Like, so late nights here, and it messes with your health. And what people don't really understand is, I don't know exactly how he is. I've left messages, and then I realized like he had a heart attack, and so he wasn't being rude. He literally just was not responding because he doesn't have a voice. But what I have to tell people is you really have to take care of your health. And I know people think personal trainers are overrated. They think all this, I can do all this stuff on my own. But if you actually look at the people on Instagram or any place that lost like 100 pounds or 50 pounds, I'm not saying this in an ugly way. I really am not. But I know a lady right now too. That's their only goal. They don't have no other goals. Their goals ain't building a business. Their goals ain't doing no other stuff. Their goal is literally they go to work and then they figure out how to work out when they come home and lose weight. That's their only goals in life, is losing weight and going to work. And I don't mean this in any kind of disrespect, but like literally when people start trying to tell me, oh, like this person lost 100 pounds, Ericka, this person lost 50 pounds, I go, but look at their life. They don't do nothing all day. So what did they do? When they come home, instead of sitting on the couch every day, they went to the gym for an hour every day. Of course they lost weight. Their life changed. And when you start trying to build a business, what you end up doing, unfortunately, is people use their off hours. They go, well, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm going to use all these hours to do A, B, and C. And you have to schedule the health. You have to schedule in the food, and you have to schedule in the health. And you really have to really focus there. And you just have to remember, you're not like other people. The same thing I was talking about in the video about levels. Your friends may goof off and watch 5 hours a night of some show. You don't have the same luxury. If you're trying to build something and you want to build it in a short time frame, you don't have the same luxury. And I tell people that and they think they're offended. But I literally had some friends who invited me to dinner, and I'm like, okay, I literally worked from 9 a.m. to like 6:30 before the dinner all day. And they sit there and go, oh man, I don't know how you do it. Easy. The financial outcome is going to be completely different. The outcome is going to be so different from when I'm 50 comparison to when other people are 50 and they're trying to figure it out. And this is the problem. People don't, again, this is why I'm putting it all in that course. It's like schedules are important, and I'm very much a creative, and I've fought having schedules, and I've fought having Realizing that you're on a wavelength that's different than other people. So even on relationships, I used to schedule Friday night dates. And it sounds silly as it is, it was very healthy for me, because it was like, okay, Friday I have a date, gotta get ready, gotta get dressed, gotta get nails done, feet done, and just go on these dates. Even though, because some of them didn't pan out, it was building the muscles to talk to people, to be comfortable, to not be super nervous, because it's a great city to go on dates, honestly. But and what it does is, that schedule helps the business grow. Because once you start kind of putting a schedule on your time, now you want to delegate all those things so you have more time. And honestly, there's levels to this, and I'm going to put it in the course. That's why it's taking so long. It's probably going to be about a 15-hour course, and I don't mean it. I don't mean it in a smart ass way. I mean it like I broke down so many different levels in this course, and like screenshots, and this is how you do this, and this is how you do that. It's exhausting probably to some of y'all, but why I did it is because what people don't understand is there's two ways. You can go, I'm gonna make all the money I'm ever gonna make. I'm gonna make all this money. I'm gonna do ads. I'm gonna spend all this time. I'm gonna do all this stuff so I can make all this money. Okay, but there has to be a stopping point. Everybody has to take breaks. Or you can say, I need enough money, and I hate the word comfortable, but you have to make the rule, I need this amount of money. It has to be a number. Because anytime somebody says comfortable can move. I remember when I said, man, if I could just make 10 grand a month, I'd be so comfortable. Then I got to 10 grand a month, and I was complaining. I was like, I don't make enough money. Then I got to almost 20 grand a month. I'm like, oh, I don't make enough money. It wasn't the money, it was me. So I'm doing these things to kind of tell you, like, you have to really put some numbers and some, marks on where you're going. And ask good questions. Why are you doing this? What's the reward out of this? And I know it may be boring to some of y'all, but this is really important part of the stuff you guys have to, the stay ready kind of mindset. Even on the book I had, Who's Pulling Your Strings? I'll get on the phone with people, and they'll spend the first 30 minutes telling me about their mom, their dad, their brother, their spouse, this person at work, this is happening. And then I go, but where do you want to go? Oh, I want to do this. See, your mindset's too focused on everybody else pulling your strings to do what you think is your purpose or your calling. Because I can tell you now, I've had phone calls from people and follow-up phone calls where somebody got so obsessed with what they were doing 2-3 hours a night that their wife was like, yo, like, what's the game plan here? So I can get out of your way, or I can follow. What are you doing? And so that's the difference. When you're not doing it on schedule, when you're not serious, your family can see that shit. Your spouse, if you have a spouse, a person that lives in the house with you, they can see that you're not serious. But that's just it. You have to have a schedule. You have to build consistency in order to have an actual online business or to build your passive income. So that's part of why I was putting all that stuff in that course. That's why it's taking so long to build the course, because it literally, like, trying to show people how to go from 2 grand to 5 grand a month, or showing people how to get 5 grand, 10 grand a month. People are like, oh, whatever, Ericka, just what ads can I do? No, that's a technique. That's not a long-term plan. So that's part of why I've been taking so long to do it. And also, I wanted it to coincide when I want to go overseas. So schedule is very important. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, you guys, look, that was it. Stay, as long as you guys, in order to stay ready, means you got to get ready. So you stay ready, all the things line up together. But yeah, it's just called wavelengths. And people, I'll find a couple books to support what I'm talking about. There's another book, but I can't remember it. But it talks all about the wavelengths. And what happens is, when you hear this channel, you ever hear me say low vibration people? Low vibration people are sometimes just chilling. They're chill people. And they're just doing this. Hold on. Somebody was in there tripping. Anyway, got rid of them. Low vibration people sometimes are just chilling. They smoke weed. They have cookouts every weekend. Whatever they're just chilling on the low vibration. So when you want to raise yourself out of that one to the next level, switch jobs, you switch neighborhoods, you switch your child's schools, all of a sudden you acting different. And people don't like that, because it stirs up something in them to remind themselves, do I need to be doing something different? It's that kind of conversation. So then when you want to go way up here, Yeah, I already deleted him. He's deleted. Don't talk about it. When I go, well, you want to go way up here. The reason, yeah, the car's completely fine. The reason it's so important, the reason I've completely obsessed myself around conferences, talking to people about business, kind of different wavelengths, having systems, hiring people, is because if you do not follow, if you do not like push yourself up to the next wavelength, you'll stay here. Exactly. You can't take everybody where you're going. Exactly. And I can tell you right now, I've seen people almost on the brink of divorce because the other person changed so much that they were no longer like, the woman was like, what is happening here? And she was almost self-sabotaging their relationship, trying to get attention. And it's like, this man is changing. You need to either get in the program what this dude's trying to do, or y'all not gonna last. I've even seen that with couples who lose weight. I've seen them, a husband lose 80 pounds and quit smoking cigarettes, and the wife's still over there overeating, smoking cigarettes. I'm like, honey, somewhere in this you're gonna have to catch up, or he gonna bounce. So it's because they think you're better than you are. Yeah, I mean, well, that's some of that, but also that's what I'm talking about. When you have a low vibration and you're stirring up in a person emotions, because you're changing or you're doing different things, it really is, you're stirring up something inside them. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just literally inside them. They're going, should I be doing more? Should I be doing less? Kind of thing. Oh, where's my visor? Yeah, positive environment, but a lot of it is, unfortunately, is you're gonna have to literally, it's about time management, right? I have the 1% booklet from work booklet from, what's his name, E Thomas or whatever, hip hop preacher. And it was just saying, like, you have 5 components. You have business, you have your body, you have your budget, you have your bond. Now, bond, of course, really is just stands for relationships. And I tell people, if you really have a Friday, Sunday, and why do I say Friday, Sunday? I need a partner. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, right? If you have a Friday, Sunday, so Friday night you spend it with your friends, or you have the dinner date with your spouse, and then Sunday is your family time where you go to church and then you have your afternoon with your family, you really can save a lot of relationships in just those 2 days. And why do I say that? Because a lot of people are so crazy busy. And when I say crazy busy, really, they don't have very good schedules. Like, they just let life happen to them. Oh, the kids got to go to practice and this, and I got to cook dinner. Well, honey, every day you got to cook dinner. So stop waiting till the last minute, right? Every day these kids got to get picked up. So why are we acting like this is such a last minute thing? So if you just have 2 days a week where you're like, Fridays I'll hang out with my group of friends, or invite them over for dinner, or have some kind of community thing, or a Saturday, or you know what I mean? Like, you have to pick some time, right? So once you pick those times, just keep them for a month. Imagine if you invited friends for a cookout once a month over your house, and they get used to it for 6 months. So they just know you have a cookout once a month at your house. And I've actually seen a very wealthy a couple do this, where everybody's like, oh, they're so different now. They got a business and they're so different. They literally do a cookout once a month, and it's a big thing, and everybody feels like they got reconnected, and everybody feels like they hung out, when really that couple did do what? They kept their whole life the same. They just have a one Friday where they keep rebonded with all their friends. And again, people with kids know what I'm talking about. I don't have kids, but I've seen a lot of couples with kids, and they talk to me about how their life just gets torn upside down because I got these kids now. Okay, kids got to have a schedule. You got to have a schedule. You got to determine how to keep your community the same. Troy Jackson, $5. Proverbs, the dreams of the slothful kill him because his hands refuse to labor. Woo! Okay, now. Adamome, the Talking Drugs Entertainment. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Thank you, Ericka, for offering options to get on different wavelengths. Just found your channel a month ago. Couldn't be happier with my purchases, decisions, investments, making decisions to stay ready. Thank you. I get the sense by the information she has. You're not my demographic. So let me just give you guys a heads up about this channel. And I think you guys, I think people just assume so much. 90% of my clients, when it came to credit repair, when it came to the bank booklet, that came to all this other stuff on my channel I offer, have been white people. White men, actually, on most of my products and services. Then my next person has been Hispanic, and my next after that has been Asian. My last has been black people, women and men. So out of the 6,000 phone calls I did, I'm pretty sure over the past 5 years, 6,000 phone calls, at least 3,000 have been white people. Consulting phone calls. So when people say their demographic, the demographic I serve is truth. The demographic I serve is people trying to do something in their life. You'd actually be quite surprised at the demographics if I actually printed and showed you on the backside of YouTube, because my audience for a long time was 80% male, 20% female. Now it's closer to 67% male, 33% female. So a lot of times when people are saying, oh, Ericka, this and that, I'm like, listen, numbers don't lie. When I look up for all the purchases are mostly men, except for certain type of purchases. So, could be your demographic, could not. Conditioning. Humans are creatures of habit. Habits are patterns. It's like a contract. Yep. Oh my God. He said, one thing I can appreciate about all the Kardashians is they're always booked and busy, willing to bet that their friends are their staff. Yeah, some of their friends are their staff, and some of their friends got to realize when that gravy train slows down, they better have their stuff together. Yeah, white people money is green. Everybody money is green. That's why I think it's funny when people are like, oh, who buys your courses? I don't know if I'm your demographic. It cracks me up. Raygun34, great conversation as always. Thank you so much for the super chat. Anyway, you guys, I got to get out of here, but I just wanted to get you guys into that conversation and into that mindset that, when you're telling your family and friends these new things you want to do, you get all this pushback. It's because you're disturbing their wave, their chillness, their whatever they do, everything. Right now, the fact that I bought these trucks, I'm investing in real estate. All of a sudden, I got family members who ain't talked to me in years like, hey, Ericka, hey, I have this ideal. I have this plan. Oh, I haven't heard from you in forever. Where you been? Right? So what happens is people see you as a particular way. And I was trying to say it earlier on the other video before the guy backed into my car, his silly self, is people, yeah, I gotta leave. When people see you as 9-year-old Jarvis Strokes, in your mind, you're still 9-year-old Jarvis. They haven't elevated you. Now, when you're an adult, let me put it to this way. When you're an adult and you make a group of friends and all of a sudden you're good time Jarvis, you're good time Jarvis, and now good time Jarvis ain't partying every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Good time Jarvis got a business. Good time Jarvis is doing other things. You've changed who you are. Now, in relation to what they think, they're going to sit across from the table with you and look at you crazy. Not because you're crazy. You're not crazy. They're looking across the table from you like you're crazy because now they have to re-examine their relationship with you. Okay? Like, I'm really serious. Like this, I hear this every week. Kerwin, right now, what we're doing is changing the website. I'm not offering it at the moment because I don't have a link. Our new website should be done here shortly, but it really pretty much, only people credits getting done right now is people who are finding us off on Google. And so then, like, if they click the services, they're still in the pipeline for the two girls in the office who are doing all the credit repair. But you won't see it on the links anymore. You won't see it on here mostly until we can get everything straight. But you can purchase Smartphone Millionaire from Amazon.com or the links underneath the show. But the reason I'm saying that is because what happens is a lot of you have friends from college, friends from high school, and they always going to see you the same way unless you create a new standard and a new image in their mind. You really have to. And I've actually learned so much from these group of friends that are business owners, that this couple, that's all they do. Once a month, they do a cookout. And it's so genius, you guys. It's so genius that, like everybody kept complaining for so many years. We never get to see them. They're always gone. Their business is taking off. We don't ever get to hang out with them. They're snowing in Colorado. They got all this money. And all of a sudden, they started doing a cookout once a month. And people all of a sudden, oh man, we're all back good times. It's just best of times ever again. And so what I've learned from that is, if you put it in a schedule and make it consistent, people love that. People fucking love that. That's all. Because I literally have gone to a couple dinners the past couple weeks and just updated a person on my life. Because I can tell people unfollow me from Facebook or unfollow me from Instagram. And I'm sitting there telling them everything. And they're like, what? Because I'm a new person to them. And that's what I keep trying to tell people. Like, if you guys are really serious and you tell your family, hey, I'm really going to do this real estate thing, but then you sit here and go, well, maybe next year. Next year to me is someone saying never. Because I'm really serious. Like, I literally have seen people go get Kendra's PDF for home buyer appreciate homeowner down payment assistance. Turn around 90 days later, they close it on a house. It's all about choices. And if you notice, some of the biggest names, I've even bought people on my channel that do this. They'll go buy a house on the edge of town, USDA loan, for a year, stay there, and then the next year go get an apartment lease or go get another house, move to the city, and rent that bad boy out. I'm continually seeing people do that. You know who I've seen do that a lot? A lot of white kids, a lot of Asian kids. And you'd be like, oh, what happened to that house? Oh, it was just too far out. And everyone will agree. They go, oh, yeah, that house was really far out. And then they just keep on moving on. So maybe another time is definitely a nicer way of saying never in a million years. Yeah, pretty much. Most people talking about Nipsey Hussle than getting their own money straight. I'm telling you, listen, everybody doing everything Nipsey said but get money, okay? And when you ask them, hey, are you investing in stocks? Are you buying any peer-to-peer notes? Are you investing your money? Oh, that's risky. I don't know. I don't know about it. I'm scared. Like, they have more excuses than you never know. So when am I going live again? I should be going live again Sunday, which is tomorrow. I'll be having Tommy Holt Jr. from Atlanta. He's talking about wholesaling on the channel. So we'll be completely asking him his life story. I met him at the Social Proof Conference. First time ever meeting him. He has an amazing kind of thing he does monthly. He has like a whole, like, almost like a Facebook real estate group. It's a little bit different. And, twice a week they do conference calls and talk to each other. And it's really important because what I think people understand is when I really say you have to, I'm going to tell y'all something funny. There was a Hispanic guy walk by. He's covered in tattoos. He's got a do-rag on. And he's listening to his music without a headphone. And it's like cussing rap music. But he's trying to exercise. So I'm like, good for you, dude. A little bit rough on the music, but good for you. The thing about what I was saying earlier, sorry for the squirrel moment, is I really think y'all spending way too much time with people who aren't talking about shit. That's just it, right? You need to figure out seriously, how can y'all spend, you got to figure out how to spend at least 2 times a week with people who are going in the same direction. And I'm in this one person's group, and literally all they recommend is at least 1 hour a night, go around, take pictures of houses for your deal app machine so you can send out your direct mail. And you will be amazed how many people say, oh, I didn't drive around today. Oh, I didn't drive around today. And it's like an hour. You can't drive around for an hour in the area you're trying to invest in. How serious are you about investing? So a lot of times what happens is people give you the blueprint on how to do something and people won't follow it. So I didn't mean to make this long or too long. I just wanted to share some of this with you guys because I think it's so important. When I sit here and talk about stay ready and wavelengths and stuff, some of it may go over people's head, but most of y'all get what I'm saying. Yeah. When you look at some of these YouTube channels, these are the same people that in high school, that's all they did was talk gossip. Right? People can tell you 20 minutes of somebody else's life, but you ask them 5 minutes of what they doing, they ain't got no life. So anyways, I ain't gonna go too far into that. I've done enough talk today. All right, you guys, this is Ericka, Classic Climb Blog. You guys make sure you're planning your week out. Get in some groups that